Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Evita Hartina from Master in Management Faculty of Economics, Universitas Negeri Jakarta. Today I'm going to talk about operation and productivity. We first define operations management, explaining its heritage and exploring the exciting role operations managers play in a huge variety of organizations. Then we discuss production and productivity in goods and service producing firms. This is followed by a discussion of operations in the service sector and the challenge of managing an effective and efficient production system.
Production is the creation of goods and services. Operations management is the set of activities that creates value in the form of goods and services by transforming inputs into outputs. Operations management by Heiser and Render is activities that relate to the creation of goods and services through the transformation of inputs to outputs. Operations management by Stevenson is the management of systems or processes that create goods and or provide service. Operations management by Slack et al. Is about how organizations produce goods and services. Operations management by Russell is the design, operation, and improvement of productive systems. Operations management by Schroeder and Goldstein as a field deals with the production of goods and services. In an organization that does not create a tangible good or product, the production function may be less obvious. We often call these activities services. The services may be hidden from the public and even from the customer. The product may take such form as the transfer of funds from a saving account to a checking account, the transplant of a liver, the filling of an empty seat on an airplane, or the education of a student. Regardless of whether the end product is a good or service, the production activities that go on in the organization are often referred to as operations or operations management. To create goods and services, all organizations perform three functions. These functions are the necessary ingredients not only for production but also for an organization's survival by Heiser and Render. There are number one, marketing, number two, production or operations, number three, finance and accounting. This is the supply chain. For example, soft drink supply chain. A supply chain for a bottle of Coke requires a bit of sugarcane farmer, a syrup producer, a bottler, and distributor and retailer, each adding value to satisfy a customer. Only with collaborations between all members of the supply chain can efficiency and customer satisfaction be maximized. The supply chain in general starts with the provider of basic raw material and continues all the way to the final customer or the retail store. Through the three functions, marketing, operations, and finance, value for the customer is created. However, firms seldom create this value by themselves. Instead, they rely on a variety of suppliers who provide everything from raw materials to accounting services. These suppliers, when taken together, can be thought of as a supply chain. This is supply chain definition according to experts. Supply chain by Heiser and Render, a global network of organizations and activities that supplies a firm with goods and services. Supply chain by Stevenson, a sequence of organizations, their facilities, function, and activities that are involved in producing and delivering a product or service. A supply chain by Slack et al. Is a stand of link operations. Supply chain by Russell and Taylor is the flow of information, product, and services across a network of customer, enterprises, and suppliers. The supply chain by Schroeder and Goldstein is the network of manufacturing and service operation, often multiple organizations that supply one another from a raw material through production to the ultimate customer. This the reason why study operational management by Hazard and Render. We study how people organize themselves for productive enterprise. We want to know how goods and services are produced. We study operations management to understand what operations managers do. We study operations management because it is such a costly part of an organization. Next, what operations managers do? All good managers perform the basic function of the management process. The management process consists of planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. Operations managers apply this management process to the decisions they make in the operations management function. The 10 strategic operations management decisions are introduced. Number 1. Design of goods and services. Number 2. Managing quality. Number 3. Process and capacity strategy. Number 4. Location strategy. Number 5. Layout strategy. Number 6. Human resource and job design. Number 7. Supply chains management. Number 8. Inventory management. Number 9. Schedule. Number 10. Maintenance. Next, the heritage of operations management. The field of operations management is relatively young, but its history is rich and interesting. Our lives and the operations management discipline have been changed by the innovation and contribution of numerous individuals. Operations management will continue to progress as contribution from other disciplines, including industrial engineering, statistics, management, and economics improve decision-making. Especially important contributions to operations management have come from information technology, which we define as the systematic processing of data to yield information. Information technology with wireless link, internet, and e-commerce is reducing costs and accelerating communication. Decision in operations management require individuals who are well versed in analytical tools, in information technology, and often in one of the biological or physical science. Operations for Goods and Services by Heiser and Render. The operations activities for both goods and services are often very similar. For instance, both have quality standards, are designed and produced on a schedule that meets customer demand, and are made in a facility where people are employed. The productivity challenge by Heiser and Render. The creation of goods and services requires changing the resources into goods and services. The more efficiently we make this change, the more productive we are, and the more value is added to the good or service provided. Productivity is the ratio of outputs, goods and services, divided by the inputs, resources such as labor and capital. Next, productivity measurement. Measurement of productivity is an excellent way to evaluate a country's ability to provide and improving standards of living for its people. Only through increases in productivity can the standard of living improve. Moreover, only through increases in productivity can labor, capital, and management receive additional payments. If returns to labor, capital, or management are increases without increases productivity, prices rise. On the other hand, downward pressures in place on prices when productivity increases because more is being produced with the same resources. The measurement of productivity can be quite direct by Heiser and Render. The use of just one resource's input the measure of productivity is known as single-factor productivity. However, a broader view of productivity is multi-factor productivity, which include all inputs, example, capital, labor, material, energy. Multi-factor productivity is also known as total factor productivity. Multi-factor productivity is calculated by combining the input units as shown here by Heiser and Render. Okay, next the current challenge in operations management by Heiser and Render. Operations managers work in an exciting and dynamic environment. This environment is the result of a variety of challenging forces, from globalization of world trade to the transfer of ideas, product, and money at electronic speeds. Let's look at the sum of this challenge. Number 1, globalization. Number 2, supply chains partnering. Number 3, sustainability. Okay, next number 4, rapid product development. Number 5, mass customization. Number 6, lean operation. Next, ethics, social responsibility and sustainability by Heiser and Render. Identifying ethical and socially responsible responses while developing sustainable processes that are also effective and efficient. Productive system is not easy. Managers are also challenged to develop and produce safe, high-quality green products. Train, retain, and motivate employees in a safe workplace. Honor stakeholders' commitment.
This is the reference I use in my presentation. That is all from me. Thank you so much for your attention. I would like to apologize if there is a mistake. I hope you have a nice day. Thank you.